No one opened my cold pitch email. Do VCs read through all pitch emails, and do cold emails work?
The first thing I do when I can open my email is to delete irrelevant emails. I'm sorry, but unfortunately that's what happened. So no, it doesn't work.
I would say though that at least we read those emails. So I would read all these like cold emails, and unless and until there is something specific that's written in that email. So for example, like, hey, I saw this blog that you wrote, this, or I saw this interview of yours, and I do not, I don't agree with what you're saying, or I do agree with what you're saying, but I would like add these things to it, and this is why I've started this one company, and these XYZ reasons, and then have that pitch that is actually talking about throw you in. Yeah, then you're like, maybe this person has really researched on what I've said, what it actually means, and then I would probably want to have at least one more conversation with that person, and then especially if that person actually includes the who part of what exactly the team is, if it's an experienced team and everything. So it makes a lot better for one to actually get to that the first part of the funnel of getting into the actual meeting part.
I would say that it's really hard. Interestingly, for our case, I've actually invested in one company that came through a cold email.
Oh.
What post?
And the company is actually doing well. And it's a function of the founder being not very well penetrated in the ecosystem, and just deciding to just put himself out there, called a ton of emails, and then send it out. And you're right, because most emails, he barely got any responses, but we responded, and then we had that first meeting, and then the rest is history. So, but I would say that the email was very, it popped because the numbers were great, the thesis was clear, it was differentiated, but the bar is very high, for it to catch our attention.
Oh, yeah.
But I'd say it's very rare. I think this is the only deal that we've done that came through a cold email, actually. But at least for us, we tried to go through it. We do miss it from time to time because a lot of it is actually spam.
And also, I think it's not a good way to pitch VC. I think it's the last way. If you have any other ways to pitch VC, right?
Nothing else in the world works. That's when you
So in the email, if you cannot give us the key information, we will not give any attention to this case, right? So, but if you give us the key information, all the investors will know that, all the competitors will know that. So, what's your advantages, right?
And I will even go as far as to say that it might do a disservice to the founder themselves and to the company, because we will probably skim through the email and make a very quick whether yes or no. Most of the time for sure it'll be a no, but then it'll probably stay at the back of my mind, and I meet someone's oh, I'm from this company, and I'm like, oh yeah, I think I've seen that before and I've passed it. So it's sort of you get discounted because of the email. Yeah.
So I think that's happened a few times. So once you get a cold email, but then you actually get reintroduced to that company through a friend of yours or something like that. But then you realize, I've already passed. So once you've passed and it's very hard to be hey, no, now I like the company and I want to get another call with that company.